Hey, what's happening guys? Today on the channel, I'm showing you how to make a low-carb, keto-friendly cinnamon roll cake in a cup. Cake in a microwave. Microwavable cake in a bowl. Coffee cup cake. Cake in a coffee cup in your microwave. Anyways, basically the recipe is like of a piece of cake made a baby with a cinnamon roll. That's what this would be. It's unreal delicious. It's absolutely so easy to make. 5 minutes from start to finish, that's all you're looking at. So let's get started. Let's make this cake, guys. All right, so in a small or medium-sized bowl or measuring cup, like I'm using today, you want to crack and add 2 large eggs. Then what you want to do is take out a whisk and whiskify those until the yellows and whites combine with each other. When they do, you want to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract along with just less than 2 tablespoons of granulated erythritol. Then we're going to add some coconut flour. I recommend going with the Bob's Red Mill coconut flour. The consistency of their coconut flour just seems to work the best in my recipes. They're not sponsoring this video in any way. I can't even get them to like my Instagram post when I tag them in it. But we're going to add 2 tablespoons of that along with a half a scoop of vanilla whey protein powder, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and just a pinch of cinnamon. Probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. I always just eyeball it though. So at this point you want to get out a whisk and make sure you're using a whisk to do this and mix all the ingredients together until they're combined. The protein powder just sometimes has a hard time dissolving with the rest of the ingredients and a whisk really comes in handy. I like to finish mixing everything with a spatula and then I'll spray a small dish with some baking spray. And pro tip, definitely make sure you use a small dish instead of a mug to make your cake. It just makes a world of a difference in terms of how it cooks in the microwave. And speaking of microwaves, at this point you can go ahead and add the dish to your microwave. Cook times are going to vary depending on the power of your microwave. I have a 700-watt microwave and about 2 minutes is right for me. And of course our cinnamon roll cake is definitely going to need a glaze and it's really easy to make one. All we're going to do is add 2 teaspoons of Swerve's Confectioner's erythritol to a tiny dish along with a teaspoon of melted coconut oil, and then we're just going to give that a quick mix with our spatula until the sugar and coconut oil dissolve into one another. So at this point the cake should be done microwaving and we can go ahead and add the glaze to the top of the cake. I like to use a teaspoon to do this just because I think the bottom of a teaspoon works really well in terms of spreading the glaze out on top of the cake. Then we're gonna add just a tiny bit of cinnamon and you should end up with something unbelievably delicious looking like this. So like always, my #1 pro tip with mug cakes is always slightly undercook your mug cake, then overcook your mug cake. Because if you overcook it, there's no returning from that. It's gonna be super hard, it's gonna be a hockey puck, it's gonna be inedible. But if you just slightly undercook it a little bit and err on the side of less time, you can always cook it for a little bit more and get that perfect cake consistency that you're looking for. Anyways, I hope you guys have delicious cinnamon roll cake results. If you want to pick up any of the products that I used to make the cake today, links to all those are in the video description below, along with the full written out recipe with the macros as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next recipe.